Gentlemen United Ministry, this is Minister Johnson. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So you hear the audio version of the devotion here, fellas.
2. Noah, a man of determination, focus, resolve, and grit, even when all these attributes were missing in the lives around him. In Noah's time, the landscape was brutal, and law and order wasn't on the agenda. Think about you for a moment. At work, out with the lads, on the golf course, in the lunch cabin on the building site as page 3 is left open, and the banter shifts to racism again. Even the boardrooms and corridors of power are never excluded from decay and corruption. In the face of chaos and the temptation to just fit in, Noah held the line, and it made all the difference. Let's think about us today in light of the story of Noah, and what it is about our lives that makes us distinct. Explore. Idea 1. World of chaos and disorder. So, without making us depressed about the chaos we hear about, read, or even know personally, the world can be a very confusing and upsetting place to live in at times. Famines, death, despair, and more. It is a continual challenge to understand and process what we see in the world today. Noah's time was not too different. Same human chaos, same devastating results. In Genesis 6:6, we see that the Lord regretted that he had made human beings. That's a big deal. Noah's world was in a bad way, but that was then, this is now. Not only is our battle to not assimilate the patterns and behaviors we see, we mustn't lose heart, hope, and faith. What gets to you about the world we live in? Narrow the search a little. What is it about your daily life that troubles you? Idea 2. Concussive ripples. Even if we don't copy the patterns and live our lives the same, we can find ourselves locked into some equally damaging patterns of despair, faithlessness, and cynicism. Anger, for example, about atrocities that doesn't subside, narrows the landscape and plays into the hands of quickly formed stereotypes. Bitterness and disappointment can erode us, especially when it's friendly fire that can come from church, family, and friends. All this stuff can silently work away on us, chipping at our faith, our hope, our fight to hold on with determination and grit. Have you been able to identify things in your life that need calling out?
I guess
What
so.
was the trigger? How has this been fed and watered?
Yeah.
Might be good to pause now, if you need to, and pray over this stuff to break it off. Idea 3. Obedience. Perhaps the most amazing thing about Noah was that he just obeyed God, even when that obedience meant ridicule, personal cost, frustrations, and questions along the way. In 52 Men you can read about some facts about the ark and just how long Noah was in there with the stink and noise. Chances are God isn't going to invite you to build an ark in your garden, so what does all this mean for you and me? I have had moments when I've felt compelled to respond to a financial need I can see, or I've had some words or a picture in my head for someone and felt the importance to share it. I have also found myself in difficult situations where I've needed to say or do the right thing even though it is going to be unpopular. Have you got examples where you have been obedient to what you feel God was saying? How do we keep testing and exploring what it is God is saying to us? Have you ever ignored the prompts to act and be obedient? Worth sharing? Action. Exploring this stuff with honesty can be revealing for others and ourselves. Pray for each other, break this stuff off, and start afresh in your walk with God. Maybe spend time in prayer asking God to speak to you, to inspire you with some actions to help counter the chaos in life we so often see.
Then the people began to multiply on the earth, and daughters were born to them. The sons of God saw the beautiful women and took any they wanted as their wives. Then the Lord said, "My spirit will not put up with humans for such a long time, for they are only mortal flesh. In the future, their normal lifespan will be no more than 120 years. In those days, and for some time after, giant Nephilites lived on the earth. For whenever the sons of God had intercourse with women, they gave birth to children who became the heroes and famous warriors of ancient times. The Lord observed the extent of human wickedness on the earth, and he saw that everything they thought or imagined was consistently and totally evil. So the Lord was sorry he had ever made them and put them on the earth. It broke his heart. And the Lord said, I will wipe this human race I have created from the face of the earth. Yes, and I will destroy every living thing, all the people, the large animals, the small animals that scurry along the ground, and even the birds of the sky. I am sorry I ever made them. But Noah found favor with the Lord. The story of Noah. This is the account of Noah and his family. Noah was a righteous man, the only blameless person living on earth at the time, and he walked in close fellowship with God. Noah was the father of 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now God saw that the earth had become corrupt and was filled with violence. God observed all this corruption in the world, for everyone on earth was corrupt. So Noah did everything exactly as God had commanded him.
All right, fellas, that is day 2 of 52 Men of the Bible. The studies will be back on here tomorrow. This will be shared on the One Time Ministries IG page as well as Gentlemen's United Ministries Facebook group page. Have an amazing, blessed day.